So I'm Junaid, born and raised in Dubai, Indian. My parents came from India in 1990s in Dubai, and I was born in the old Dubai. You couldn't picture what old Dubai looked like. It was two tall buildings and like a gold souk and a pro souk, and that's it. And so you had a lot of oil and a lot of interest in shopping, but not a lot of malls. So the first thing I saw growing up was the expansion of malls and buildings left and right. For example, Burj Al Arab, the world's only, they call it 7-star hotel. It's the first proper building structure I saw growing up. And we would go there for every weekend. And the other building was in Sheikh Zayed Road, which is the Emirates Towers, where the ruler used to sit from his office. And then and in 2005, everything started to really change. So 2007, Burj Khalifa was done, world's tallest tower. And then after that, it's just been like a blink. Everything just happened from nowhere. The whole world came in here, and the real estate blew up. People who invested a little amount of money, maybe 2005, 2008, during the global recession. Here, though, it was the opposite. They became multimillionaires in just a few years.
Do you think that expansion growth of like Dubai has changed how you view like yourself or your culture? Has it changed anything?
A lot has changed, and I have both positive and negative comments on that. Which is, yes, Dubai has become super, super international and international hub of pretty much a lot of things: real estate, luxury, tourism. But in a way, it's losing its real essence and the real culture. So I grew up with a lot of Emirati friends, and I still have them as friends. They tell me how they feel about it, because I'm still an expat, right? They are from the region. So the way they tell me is, their story is very different. For example, other cities like Abu Dhabi, Al Ain, Fujairah, these are mountain areas. They still retain that Emirati Arab heritage. Dubai is slowly revamping it, not losing it, but just kind of updating it. They're building on top of it. And so that doesn't make a lot of people very happy, because they're losing their original touch. And they're like, it's like, because UAE is like what, 9 or 10 million? No, UAE is 10 million in population, and only 2 million, I think, is locals. The rest is entirely not from here. So their perspective is very different, because given UAE is a dot in the world's map, it's super tiny, and Dubai is like a super small dot. It's nothing. So yes, I personally appreciate everything that's happening here in terms of the modernization, the urbanization, all the industries coming here, but in a way, it's losing that touch. For example, right now we're sitting in Jumeirah. Jumeirah is the stretch in the coast of Dubai from the start till the end, where Abu Dhabi starts. You follow Jumeirah on the coast, and then you have Dubai Marina, and then you have the Palm Island. So until then, it's all Jumeirah. This area still retains a lot of the heritage. For example, I don't think you'll ever see tall buildings here. Of course, for flight and travel reasons, but also these majority of the houses here are owned by locals, and they keep it that way. It will not be changed. They own it since birth. And then a lot of the culture is still here. But Jumeirah has become one of those fancy places. People who come here for the fancy lattes or whatever are called Jumeirah Jains for a reason.
Jumeirah Jains.
So Jumeirah is one of those places that have retained its culture. If you go to Old Dubai near Gold Souk, so your next visit, definitely, I would love to take you there, and you can buy some gold and get some discounts. But they still retain their culture. You could see like the old Dubai where people are working super hard. It's not that urbanized, and you see the local cultures like reflected. Whereas now, where you guys are in downtown, it's all modernized.
So what would be some of the defining things that you just describe as like aesthetically and like culturally Emirati or from Dubai?
Food is definitely one of the things they've retained and will continue to be retained, which is like the local delicacies include rice and meat primarily. Everything revolves around that, and you have a lot of dishes. Contested for, because other the GCC countries, which is the Gulf Coast countries, still fight that it's theirs, but it's not. So like you have falafel, which is Lebanese. You have hummus, which is Lebanese/Egyptian. But in Dubai, you have your rice and meat, and there's a lot of combinations around that, like from mandi to matfoon and etc. So I grew up eating that. given I'm Indian, but I can't handle spicy food for sure.
No.
So because I grew up eating not spicy at all.
Yeah.
It's just nicely cooked meat and a lot of rice and a lot of fat.
Okay.
Like butter and yogurt and all these things.
Yeah.
And good salad. So that's number one, food for sure. The other thing I really, really, really like seeing is people wearing traditional clothing.
Okay.
Because I have Emirati friends, and when I go to their homes, it's like a whole different culture. That's exactly where you see Dubai as Dubai.
Yeah.
You have amazing fragrance right from the center. The second you enter the home, till you have the entire experience, everything smells beautiful. The ladies, the guys, they smell good all day long.
Yeah.
And it's not just that because they're genetically gifted. It's not that. They do a lot of work behind it.
Okay.
For example, you know, when people walk past you who are locals through the malls, you have a whiff of nice fragrance. That's because in their homes they have a cupboard where they hang clothes, and they have a constantly running bakur or an incense under it for hours. And that's how they store their clothes. So when they wear it, they don't have to perfume it. It's done. It's perfumed for the next 4 days. So food, fragrance, what else? The idea of having really close family bonds and a lot of kids. That's something I also really appreciate. That's very resonant to Middle Eastern cultures in general, but Dubai specifically as well, because that's what I grew up seeing. These three things, I think Dubai makes it Dubai for me. And also like now seeing Dubai in 2024, I appreciate how they bring visions to life. Not any other GCC country in the Gulf has done this. I mean, there's so many, Egypt, Jordan, Syria, many countries. They haven't been able to realize what Dubai has in the last 10 years. It's insane. The close competitor, I would say, and this is not equals, is Saudi. They like to compete. But Dubai definitely has that local touch, and especially if you go to the outskirts, which is my favorite area, because that's where I don't see a lot of people and buildings, is the mountains. It's impeccable. It's beautiful, untouched, no industrialization, just pure, beautiful mountains, amazing beaches. Because beaches are all across the UAE, right? It sits in the middle of the peninsula. So there's beaches all around, right here as well. These things make Dubai for me. Like they retain this. These are the cultural elements they retained. And I hope they continue.
You said your parents are Indian. Both of them are Indian. So do you find yourself culturally identifying more with Indian or with Emirati?
Neither. I would say I'm a mix of other cultures as well. Because, so India, when I talk about India, I've been there a few times in my life. And a lot of other people who are not Indians have seen more of India than I have. I've been to one state where we come from. It's Kolkata. Which is in the northeast, so east of Delhi, I would say, which is the capital. So growing up, I had a lot of culture around me. There was Indian, there was Emirati, there was a lot of Lebanese. Majority of my friends are Lebanese. Egyptian, American, a lot of British. So it's a mix of everything, but I do resonate more with the local culture here than I do with the Indian culture back at home. Because when I go to India every now and then, because last January I went there after 12 years. I felt like I'm visiting for the first time. That's what it felt like. It was like, everything is new to me. I gotta take my medicine before I eat food, and probiotics every day, like all these things. So I can't define where I'm more from. Because my Emirati friends tell me, "Oh, you're more Emirati than we are. You're more local than we are." But then my Indian friend says, "Oh, you still have retained. You're still Indian. You still like certain things that as Indians do." So I don't know how to define. It's very difficult. And my schooling, education, they've all been international. So growing up, like teachers from America, from British, from India, university, everything. I studied in Rochester Institute of Technology, which is from New York, but they have a satellite campus here in Dubai. And of course, the environment there was very American. So, and the students are from the region more so, because they are from here, they just go to the university here. Very mixed. In short,
it's like very cosmopolitan, which is something that I noticed when I got here. It's just like you mentioned, there's probably a majority immigrants that have come here, but everyone has such a varied background. You have so many influences that are all over the place. So it feels a little more diverse, even like America sometimes. And do you think your cultural background has any impact on what you chose as a profession? Or
right before I graduated, I was working with entrepreneurial hubs. So I started working with Emirates and Emirates Airlines, and they had their own little incubator with incubate travel technology, travel tech startups. So working with startups means working with entrepreneurs, which means working with people from all around the world in Dubai who want to work with Emirates, who want to work with Dubai, who want that tagline around them. I built my venture in Dubai with Emirates. That's easy investment right there. So I started working very early, right from my first year of uni. And then I've been around the same space until now, where I still work with entrepreneurs and startups and ventures, but now it's more focused on retail and luxury and beauty, which is one of the key markets for Dubai. So now I'm more working in the Dubai sector than I was before. So airlines to luxury and retail. And Dubai is one of the most vibrant shopping scenes in the world, and luxury retail make majority of it. If you just go to Dubai Mall, you go to a section called the Fashion Avenue in Dubai Mall, which is newly built this few years ago, and you have the world's brands there, Chanel, Louis, all of them, and they're never empty. So that's surprising because people still line up to go and get their LV like it's being given away for free. But the minimum you spend is like $4,000, $5,000. So that's still surprising to me. So now I feel like I'm seeing a lot of the tourism element of Dubai now, where majority of our group's customers are from here and not from all around the world. And I work with entrepreneurs, so we have a lot of ventures, and I'm not saying they're all international, but a lot of them are local, and we want that because the expertise they bring and the knowledge and know-how they bring from the region, it cannot be known by us from other people. Like we need to work with them to know how business really works here. And Dubai has retained its own way of doing business. It is very unique to the rest of the world as well. And we can talk more about that in detail later.
Cool. I guess one last way to just wrap it up is that there's misconceptions about like the culture, the energy here, and why people should come visit, because I'm definitely coming back.
So many misconceptions, like a lot. Okay, so for number one, I think it starts with money. Oh, you're from the Arab region, so either you are really backward or uneducated, or on the contrary, you're really rich and you've been given shit for free. It is not the case on either side. Number one, Dubai houses one of the most educated people in the world. The educational scene in the UAE and the region is huge. And the other thing, not everybody's rich. So that's the first misconception, because whenever I welcome tourists from other parts of the world to Dubai for the first time, I become friends with many of them. Maybe like yourself. They are like blown away. Like, oh, this is not what we thought it was. Things are still real here. You still have to work to make your money. Yes, you could be born rich, but that doesn't mean you can retain that richness, because you still are 10% of the regional population as an Emirati. That's number one. Number two is the belonging or the sense of, I don't know, like females in the work environment. Because just last week, I welcomed students from Sciences Po. So that's one of the largest institutions from France. They're like the Stanford of France. And they came in here for a tour, and I welcomed 12 students to visit our group at Shabu, but also to see the entrepreneurial landscape of the region. And I took them through Emirate by Emirate to all these places, and they all are French, and they're here for the first time from Paris. So when they saw the way females are treated in the working environment, they were completely, I'm not kidding, completely blown away. They're like, we did not think this. This is real. And what we see in the media or the conception are all fake or corrupted. It's not real. So if you go around, a lot of the government CEOs, the government entities, or the high executives are females. We have multiple female ministers who run the region. Of course, the ruler and the presidential family being male, there's a lot of female members in that executive government workforce. And everywhere, like my manager is female in this luxury group. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's the other one. These three would make the majority. I mean, in the culture, like they think. The one thing that pisses me off. Dubai is the capital of UAE. It's not. Everybody thinks Dubai is bigger than the UAE, or it has more equity than the UAE. It doesn't. Dubai is a small city in the UAE, one of the 7 cities, and Abu Dhabi is the capital. That's something people don't know until they, Google it.
All right, cool. Anything else you want to add in, or?
What else?
Well, Paul, I want you to come back.
Yeah.
Properly this time.
Yes.
Don't stay in the hotel all day long. Let's explore the ins and outs, and can't wait to have you back.
Thank you.